Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing the world isn't what you thought, not in a science fiction way, but in a scientifically proven way. Because buried in peer-reviewed journals and forgotten discoveries are facts so bizarre they feel like glitches in the Matrix. Today, we're diving into 7 mind-blowing truths that could change how you see your body, your mind, and the very fabric of reality. Stay until the end, because the last one might just break your brain. 1. Your brain remembers the future. In labs around the world, researchers have discovered something extraordinary. The brain may be reacting to events before they happen. In experiments involving random image sequences, scientists noticed that the brain shows a clear anticipatory response before a highly emotional image appears, even though it's impossible for the subject to consciously know what's coming. This isn't just a fluke, it's been replicated. It's called presentiment, and it throws a wrench into everything we think we know about time and cause and effect. How can the brain prepare for an experience it hasn't had yet? One explanation points to the idea that the brain, or at least some layer of the subconscious, taps into non-linear time, perhaps accessing data outside of conscious awareness. This isn't science fiction, it's peer-reviewed research. And while mainstream science remains cautious, the implication is staggering. Your brain may not only remember the past, it may preview the future. 2. Your heart has a brain. We often think of the heart as just a pump, but the truth is it has its own complex nervous system, a network of around 40,000 neurons that can sense, feel, and communicate independently of the brain. Scientists at the HeartMath Institute have studied this in detail, discovering that the heart can send powerful signals to the brain that influence emotional processing, cognitive functions, and even decision-making. They call it the heart-brain connection. Think about those moments when your gut or your heart just knew something, before your head could rationalize it. That's not just intuition. That may be your heart's own neural network at work. More intriguingly, the heart's rhythm and electromagnetic field can synchronize with people around us, possibly explaining emotional contagion, empathy, and even spiritual experiences. In this light, following your heart might be more scientifically accurate than we ever imagined. 3. Space isn't empty. We look at the night sky and think of the void, endless empty space between stars and planets. But physics tells a different story. According to quantum field theory, space is not empty. Even the most perfect vacuum is teeming with virtual particles, constantly appearing and disappearing in a churning sea of invisible energy. This is known as the quantum vacuum, a seething foam of energy that underlies all of reality. The Casimir effect, a proven physical phenomenon, demonstrates that 2 metal plates placed close together in a vacuum experience a measurable force, caused by the vacuum energy itself. That means empty space isn't empty. It's alive with invisible potential. Some physicists speculate that this zero-point energy could theoretically power entire civilizations. If only we could tap into it. It's not sci-fi, it's science, just beyond what we currently know how to use. 4. Your bones glow in the dark. Deep within your body, something astonishing is happening. Your bones, and even your brain, are emitting light. Not metaphorically, literally, scientists have observed that living tissues release tiny bursts of light called biophotons. These ultra-weak light emissions are produced during metabolic reactions and cellular communication. Although we can't see this light with the naked eye, specialized equipment can detect it. And here's the strange part. The intensity and patterns of these biophotons change depending on your mental and emotional state. Some researchers suggest that this biophoton communication could be part of how cells coordinate, and possibly even how consciousness works. Others believe it could be the scientific basis for ancient concepts like the aura or life force energy. In essence, you are glowing, a living, pulsing field of light. 5. You're not really you. If you think you're a single human being, think again. Only about 43% of your body's cells are human. The rest? Microbial, bacteria, fungi, viruses, trillions of them. Your gut alone houses over 100 trillion microorganisms, and they play a critical role in digestion, immunity, even mood and behavior. Researchers now call it the second brain, and some scientists go so far as to suggest your microbiome might influence your identity, your cravings, and your choices. This means your sense of self may actually be the collective voice of countless organisms living inside you. You're not a single organism, you're a walking, thinking ecosystem. 6. Ancient tech was way ahead. In 1901, sponge divers near a Greek island found a strange, corroded object in a Roman-era shipwreck. When scientists studied it, they realized they'd discovered something unbelievable: a 2,000-year-old analog computer, now known as the Antikythera mechanism. It could track the sun, moon, eclipses, and even planetary positions with incredible precision. Nothing of that complexity showed up again until the 14th century. So who built it? And how did they know so much about astronomy, mechanics, and gears? Other discoveries, like the Baghdad Battery and precision-cut megaliths, suggest ancient civilizations may have possessed technologies far beyond what we thought possible. Were we more advanced in the past than we admit? Or are we only now starting to remember what was lost? 7. Time isn't what you think. We treat time like it's solid, a line we all walk at the same speed. But neuroscience, physics, and even our own experiences say otherwise. In life-threatening moments, time seems to slow down. In dreams, it can stretch or compress. Under psychedelics or in flow states, time dissolves entirely. Your perception of time is tied to emotion, attention, and biology. But that's not all. Einstein's relativity tells us that time is not fixed. It's relative to speed and gravity. Time moves slower in space, faster on mountaintops. Astronauts age slightly less than people on Earth. So if time is flexible, if it's felt differently by each of us, then what is real? Could it be that time, like consciousness, is more fluid than we've ever dared to believe? These aren't just theories, they're data-backed, peer-reviewed, and deeply strange. Reality is far more mysterious than we've been taught. And if these facts challenge your assumptions, then maybe it's time to keep asking the big questions. Subscribe to the Discovery Spark for more journeys into the hidden, the ancient, and the astonishing.